What's up, everyone, and welcome. In this episode, we're going to talk about Ikea's mail system being hacked and then being used to perform phishing attacks inside the company from colleague to colleague or employee to employee. Let's see what we can learn from this.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Ikea is battling an ongoing cyber attack where threat actors are targeting employees in internal phishing attacks using stolen reply chain emails. A reply chain email attack is when threat actors steal legitimate corporate email and then reply to them with links to malicious documents that install malware on the recipient's devices. As the reply chain emails are legitimate emails from a company and are commonly sent from compromised email accounts and internal servers, recipients will trust the email and be more likely to open the malicious documents. In internal emails seen by Bleeping Computer, Ikea is warning employees of an ongoing reply chain phishing cyber attack targeting internal mailboxes. These emails are also being sent from other compromised Ikea organizations and business partners. You still with me? If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, it takes a second to just click on the subscribe button down below. Subscribing to my channel and smashing the bell means you'll be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you my insights into the newest cybersecurity news stories. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect yourself, your family, and your company against these and other cyber attacks. So, hit that subscribe button and let's continue learning about this story together. The email from Ikea IT warning employees about this attack reads as follows. There's an ongoing cyber attack that is targeting internal Ikea mailboxes. Other Ikea organizations, suppliers, and business partners are compromised by the same attack and are further spreading malicious emails to persons inside Ikea. The email to employees goes on to read, this means that the attack can come via email from someone that you work with, from any external organization, and as a reply to an already ongoing conversation you might have with somebody else. It is therefore difficult to detect, for which we ask you to be extra cautious. Ikea IT teams warned employees that the reply chain emails contain links with 7 digits at the end and shared an example email. In addition, employees are told not to open the emails, regardless of who sent them, and to report them to the IT department immediately. Our email filters can identify some of the malicious emails and quarantine them due to the fact that the email could be a reply to an ongoing conversation. It's easy to think that the email filter made a mistake and released the email from quarantine. We are therefore, until further notice, disabling the possibility for everyone to release emails from quarantine, Ikea communicated to employees. So the IT blocked the ability for an employee to release an email or take an email out of quarantine and put it into the regular inbox because of the malicious nature of how this attack works. From the URL shared in the redacted phishing emails, Bleeping Computer was able to identify the attack targeting Ikea. When visiting these URLs, a browser will be redirected to a download called charts.zip that contains a malicious Excel document. This attachment tells recipients to click the Enable Content or Enable Editing buttons to properly view it. Think about all of the attacks and phishing attacks where it says, enable macros, but could also be Enable Editing or Enable Content. That's how the malicious attacker gets you or tricks you into initiating the next phase of the attack. Once the buttons are clicked, malicious macros will be executed. The download files named besta.ocx, bestb.ocx, and bestc.ocx from a remote site and save them to the c.datop folder. These OCX files are renamed DLLs and are executed using the regserver32 exe command to install the malware payload. So once you click on, enable content or enable macros, the payload is downloaded, right? It's converted to a DLL and then it's executed. So that would be the phase 2 where your computer gets affected. Campaigns using this method have been seen installing the Qbot Trojan, aka Cakebot or Quakebot, and possibly Emotet, based on a virus total submission found by Bleeping Computer. The Qbot and Emotet Trojans both lead to further network compromise and ultimately the deployment of ransomware on a breached network. If you have not already watched my episode on Emotet coming back from the grave in the new cybercrime triad of Trickbot, Emotet, and Conti, I highly recommend you watch it to understand the threat that they pose and see how to protect yourself from it. So the link is above, and it'll be in the comment section below. Due to the severity of these infections and the likely compromise of their Microsoft Exchange servers, Ikea is treating the security incident as a significant cyber attack and could potentially lead to a far more disruptive attack. So, what can we learn from this? Now, the hypothesis here is that the Microsoft Exchange server was hacked first to gain control of the system and intercept these real message chains, and then the attackers inject themselves into the conversation between two employees, or multiple employees. So, of course, we need to make sure we're aware of any new vulnerabilities and patches for Microsoft Exchange Server, or any software we use for that matter. This case deals with Microsoft Exchange Server. So if you're using Microsoft Exchange Server, you need to find a way to be basically real-time, or to find out real-time about vulnerabilities and patches. Now, if we're in the loop in terms of getting real-time info about vulnerabilities, and when I say real-time, I mean as close to real-time as you could possibly get, then we can assess the risk to our environments and see what temporary or permanent modifications we need to make to ensure the security of our network. This could be, completely disabling Microsoft Exchange external access over the internet and saying, hey, you guys all got to come in the office, and that's the only way you can send mail. Whatever that modification or change is to improve the security of your network, that's something you need to determine for yourself. Now, this should all be part of a complete cybersecurity plan that encompasses documenting the software in use, having mechanisms in place to stay informed about new vulnerabilities and patches for said software, reviewing plans and processes on a regular basis to ensure any changes to the infrastructure or the environment are accounted for in said plan. Now, as I've said many times in the past, things change. We move from some old mail system to, say, Microsoft Exchange Server, or we move from LDAP to Open LDAP, or we integrate new hardware and software into our infrastructure and or any IT project to add some new whiz-bang features or bells and whistles, or we change from SAP to Salesforce. Now, we need to review the protocols, the policies, the plans, the software in use to make sure all of these changes are reflected in a comprehensive cybersecurity plan on an ongoing basis. With that, I say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.